Morning, everyone. Welcome back for another episode. I just wanted to give you guys an update on where I'm at, as usual. First two caveats: I'm not a doctor. Remember, anything I say today is just to kind of give you guys an update on where I'm at. It's not to be construed as medical advice. Secondly, we're going to talk about cancer, so if that makes you uncomfortable, just be aware of what you're getting into. So first, if I seem a little slow, a little tired right now, of course, or I should say more than I usually am. It's because I'm on day 3 of a 4-day fast, which of course some of you guys are out there rolling your eyes at that. But I mean, hey, try anything, right? So it's got us feeling a little fatigued. I say us because Shelly's going through the fast with me. So I'm appreciative of her for doing that. But yeah, day 3 of 4-day fast. Can't wait for day 4. I'm not really that hungry, but I am tired as all get out, and blood pressure is a little bit low. But yeah, other than that, that's all good. All right, so give you guys an update. Latest PSA reading is a 0.12, so it's keeping with the trend of about halving every month. It's halved itself every month, I guess, for about the last 4 months. So that's a good sign based on my cancer, because remembering prostate cancer feeds off testosterone. So the goal here with the ADT, or androgen deprivation therapy, is to remove all the testosterone from my body in order to knock down the cancer and make it kind of go to sleep. It's still there, even though my PSA is well within the normal range. It's just asleep. And again, as a reminder for ADT, I'm on what they call a triplet, or a triple treatment. So where I've got basically a first generation ADT, a second generation ADT, and then the chemo. So my first generation ADT, and I'm gonna get this wrong, I'm sure, is the Erlita. The second generation was Degarelix, and now it's been moved to Eligard. So I went from receiving a monthly shot to a one shot every 3 months. And then, of course, it's the docetaxel for the chemo, and that's to be for 6 rounds. Last round of chemo was 2 weeks ago. I go in for the next round next week. Third round, I think, went probably much better than the first or second round. And of that, day 2 and day 3 were probably the worst days of this last round. And I've been keeping journal entries just so I can make sure. And I think what I'll do is I'm probably going to make a Facebook post in written format that kind of shows what my reactions were from D-Day all the way to D+7 of the chemo injection. So that way, just kind of let everybody know what I experienced. And this is after my 3rd, so I don't know if it was the same thing after the 1st and 2nd injection. But we'll see. I also plan to do it after my 4th injection, which will be next week. That said, after the 4th injection, the plan is, per the oncologist, is to get a scan and kind of see where that scan is compared to the baseline scan I took before I started chemo. Depending on how that scan looks, on how much, if any, cancer is present in the body, or at least presenting itself on the scans, we will either do another 2 rounds of chemo, finishing me up, I think, the week after Christmas, or we will just finish with the round 4, and then I'll be able to get this poured out and kind of resume what I would call my new normal life. That said, sorry, just got some notes that I've made to kind of keep myself on topic. Also got my first shot of standalone Xgeva, which is for the bone cancer. That one by itself it's a quick shot, but I realize now where kind of my upper abdominal sharp pains were coming from after I received that shot. I'm looking forward to getting off the Xgeva as well. And so that's one of the questions I've got for my next visit with the oncologist, is to see, hey, when can I get off this? Outside of that, I learned a couple things. I went and saw a radiological oncologist last week about treatment options from the radiological side. One of the things I learned is that there are 3 types of oncologists. There's a medical oncologist, a surgical oncologist, and a radiological oncologist. I'm right now seeing a medical oncologist, and from the radiological oncologist, I learned about some things coming down the pipe that show some pretty good promise, like the lutetium trials that I may have talked about before. And one of the things I walked away with from that is how important it is to be your own advocate if you are a cancer patient. And I'll kind of talk about that in another episode. But, just one of the things that look very promising is that there are a lot of options once the cancer becomes resistant. But of course, who knows when that will be? The cancer could become resistant to ADT next week. It could become resistant in 25 years. They're changing, I said the first generation ADT versus second generation ADT. They're making improvements and advances in that, and some pretty good ones that nobody really knows how long this, will keep the cancer at bay. So it's good stuff, but it'll be better once I can get off the ADT, because this testosterone deprivation, it really does make you lethargic, makes you tired. There's some other side effects that I would rather not have. But outside of that, everything else is going good. Boys are in soccer season now. Weather may be finally changing down here in Florida. We did a remodel in the patio that I'll have to give you, maybe I'll do the next episode out on the patio. But other than that, everything here is great. And remember, anything is possible.